Have you ever stopped to wonder why, despite your best efforts, your body feels like it's fighting against you? You eat the salads, you go for the walks, you do what the doctors tell you. So why do your legs feel weaker than they did last year? Why does getting out of a chair now require a little extra push? Is this really just aging? Or is there a hidden saboteur in your daily routine, quietly working to undermine your strength? Here's the part that might shock you. The enemy isn't what you're failing to do. It's something you are actively doing every single day, believing it's good for you. There is a quiet mistake the majority of people over 60 make with complete confidence, because for our entire lives, we've been told the same thing. Fruits are healthy. They're natural. They're a gift from the earth. And for the most part, that's true. But here is the reality nobody talks about. Not all fruits are created equal, especially for an aging body. In fact, some of the most common fruits, the very ones we buy every week without a second thought, can silently contribute to leg weakness, knee pain, and joint inflammation, making every step you take just a little bit harder. Fruits that are marketed as a cornerstone of health might actually be the hidden culprits stealing your mobility, your balance, and your freedom. You see, as we age, our bodies change, our metabolism slows, our circulation becomes less efficient, and our joints become more sensitive. The foods that once fueled us can now subtly begin to harm us. They look innocent, they taste sweet. But some fruits contain a potent combination of sugar, acids, and compounds that can spike your blood sugar, trigger inflammation in your joints, and lead to that all too familiar feeling of weakness in your legs. And the worst part? The damage is gradual. It's subtle. You don't notice it until one day you feel a sharp ache in your calf, a persistent throb in your thigh, or a strange tightness in your knees after just a short walk. Today, we are going to expose the 7 most deceptive fruits that anyone over 60 should be cautious of, especially if you want to protect your legs from long-term damage, pain, and weakness. None of these fruits are what they seem. After you learn the truth today, you will never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. So, if you value your independence and want to keep your legs strong, stable, and pain-free, stay with me until the very end. Your body might be waiting for this wake-up call, but wait! Before we dive in, if you are serious about your health, take 1 second to click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is where we expose the hidden truths that can change your health journey. And I want to know if you're with me. If this message is already resonating with you, let me know by typing "I'm ready" in the comments below. Your voice matters more than you know. Now, let's begin with the first fruit on our list. It's hailed as a tropical inflammation fighter, a champion of digestive health. But for aging bodies, it hides a sugary secret that can sabotage your legs. Let's talk about pineapple. Pineapple. It's tropical, it's juicy, it's refreshing. And for years, it has been celebrated as a natural anti-inflammatory, thanks to a powerful enzyme called bromelain. But here's the betrayal. While we eat pineapple thinking we are reducing inflammation, for seniors, it may be the quiet cause of it. You see, pineapple is loaded with 2 things: potent natural sugars and strong acids. And for a body over 60, those are not as innocent as they sound. Let me explain. As we age, our blood vessels become more delicate, and our bodies become less efficient at managing sugar. Pineapple, despite its health halo, delivers a powerful jolt of sugar directly into your bloodstream. That sudden spike can cause microscopic damage to the tiny blood vessels that supply your legs, your feet, and your muscles. Over time, as this silent assault continues, circulation worsens. Less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your legs. And what does that lead to? That dull, dragging ache you feel after a short walk. That stiffness in your knees when you stand up. That sudden pain in your ankles, even when you've been sitting down. But there's more. Beyond the sugar, pineapple is highly acidic. That acid can be a major irritant for your joints, especially if you already struggle with arthritis or inflammation. It's like pouring gasoline on the smoldering embers of your joint pain, in your knees, your hips, and your ankles. Some people even report their legs feeling heavy after eating pineapple, as if the strength is literally being drained away. And there's one more thing you must be aware of. If you take any medications, especially blood thinners, that famous enzyme, bromelain, can interfere with them, making them either too strong or not strong enough. But here's what makes pineapple so dangerous. The effects aren't immediate or obvious. It's a slow, creeping infiltration until one day you just realize you can't move the way you used to. And the saddest part? Most seniors have no idea that the very fruit they are eating for their health could be contributing to the weakness they feel in their legs year after year. So, what can you do? It's not about demonizing pineapple. It's about being aware and listening to your body, especially if you've been battling chronic leg pain or unexplained swelling. The damage is subtle, but it is real. Now, if a fruit known for fighting inflammation can be this deceptive, what about one we're constantly told to eat for muscle strength? It's soft, it's convenient, and it's famous for its potassium. But it might be fooling you. Let's talk about bananas. Bananas. They are the poster child for muscle health. Soft, sweet, and packed with potassium. We're told they fuel our energy, prevent cramps, and support our muscles. But for an aging body, there's a paradox. Bananas are full of natural sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates. For a senior with a slower metabolism, this means your blood sugar can spike quickly after eating one. When this happens frequently, your body can start to become resistant to insulin. And when insulin resistance takes hold, chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout your body increases. And your legs are often the first to suffer. That dull soreness when you walk, that heaviness in your legs after a meal, that stubborn stiffness in your calves. It might not be just fatigue. It could be the inflammatory effect of a food you thought was helping. But the story doesn't end there. For some individuals, especially those with underlying heart or kidney issues, the high potassium in bananas can interfere with the body's fluid balance, leading to fluid retention. This can show up as swollen ankles, puffy feet, and stiff, achy joints. The effect is silent. You eat them thinking you're supporting your muscles, but instead, they could be quietly contributing to your lack of strength. And here's the worst part. It won't hit you all at once. But over time, a daily banana habit could be making your movements more painful and your legs less reliable. So if you frequently suffer from heavy, aching, or swollen legs, it might be time to look at the fruits on your counter. Bananas may not be the friendly muscle booster they appear to be. Now, if a large fruit like a banana can do this, what about the tiny, innocent-looking snacks that we eat by the handful? They look charming and harmless, but they might be lighting a fire of inflammation in your joints. Let's talk about grapes. Grapes. They seem so innocent, tiny, juicy, the perfect pop-in-your-mouth snack. And they come with a stellar reputation, full of antioxidants, good for your heart. But here's the hidden truth most people don't know. For seniors, grapes can be a major trigger for leg pain, stiffness, and joint inflammation. Why? Because grapes are very high in a specific type of sugar called fructose. And in concentrated amounts, fructose can be toxic to an aging body. It's a sugar that is processed almost exclusively by your liver. When your liver gets overwhelmed, it converts the excess fructose into two things: more fat and something called uric acid. And that's where the real damage begins. Uric acid forms tiny, sharp crystals that accumulate in your joints, particularly in your knees, ankles, and toes. It causes that sharp, intermittent burning pain, that nagging ache that makes even walking on a soft carpet difficult. Have you ever woken up at night with a piercing pain in your big toe? That sudden stiffness in your ankles? It could be something as simple as a handful of grapes sending your uric acid levels soaring. And it doesn't stop there. Fructose is also a powerful fuel for chronic inflammation throughout your body. That means more pressure, more stiffness, and slower, more painful movements. And what makes grapes so tricky is that they are incredibly easy to overeat. They're small, you nibble on them, they don't feel heavy. But before you know it, you've eaten 2 or 3 cups worth, and the sugar load adds up fast. So, while grapes might seem like a healthy snack, for an aging body, they may be quietly making your legs less flexible, less comfortable, and weaker over time. If you've been eating grapes regularly and have noticed increasing stiffness and swelling, now you know what might be hiding behind that sweetness. But grapes aren't the only sweet fruit that can be problematic. The next one is juicy, vibrant, and known as the ultimate symbol of hydration. But don't be fooled. While it may taste like water to your body, it can act like sugar. Let's talk about watermelon. Watermelon. It's light, it's refreshing, it's the very picture of summer and hydration. So how on earth could this watery fruit be secretly harming your legs? It seems impossible, right? After all, everyone agrees watermelon is a great way to stay hydrated. It's low in calories, it feels safe, it's mostly water, but here's the secret. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index. This means it raises your blood sugar levels rapidly, almost as fast as eating candy. And for seniors, those frequent sharp spikes in blood sugar can cause significant harm, especially to your legs. Let's break it down. When your blood sugar shoots up, your body releases a flood of insulin to manage it. But in an aging body, that insulin response is often less efficient. This can lead to a surge of inflammation, particularly in areas with weaker circulation, like your calves, your ankles, and your knees. What does this feel like? That immediate leg fatigue after eating, that dull ache during short walks, that strange, persistent swelling around your ankles. Suddenly, climbing stairs feels like climbing a mountain. Watermelon feels light, but inside your body, it acts like a delicious trap, quietly wearing down your legs. And because it's so juicy and refreshing, most people eat a lot of it. One slice becomes two, then three. That means more sugar, more stress, and more inflammation. It's deceptive. You think you're hydrating, but instead, your blood sugar is spiking, your circulation is struggling, and your legs are paying the price. So, is watermelon truly helping seniors stay hydrated? Or is every bite secretly making movement more uncomfortable? If your legs have been feeling more tired lately and watermelon is on your plate, it may be time to reconsider. Now, let's move on to a fruit that is synonymous with health. It's in our breakfast juices, our immunity-boosting drinks. But for seniors, it could be launching an acidic assault on our joints. Let's talk about oranges. Oranges. They're bright, they smell fresh, and they are everywhere. They are the symbol of vitamin C and a strong immune system. But for seniors, especially those over 60, oranges may be hiding an uncomfortable truth. Behind that vibrant, citrusy glow is acid. And your joints do not like acid. Oranges are packed with citric acid. And while that may seem harmless, it can be a source of quiet joint irritation, especially if your body is already fighting against inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis. What does this feel like? That gradual stiffness in your knees when you wake up, the nagging pain in your hips, that uncomfortable feeling in your legs after sitting for too long. Your mobility decreases, the swelling increases, and you might think it's just aging. But that healthy habit of drinking a glass of orange juice every morning could be contributing to the very pain you're trying to avoid. Here's what happens. The citric acid from oranges doesn't just stay in your stomach. It gets absorbed into your bloodstream and can irritate the delicate tissues in your joints. And when you combine that with the fruit's natural sugar, you get blood sugar swings. And what does that lead to? Systemic inflammation. Inflammation that travels to your knees, your ankles, and your calves, making every step feel a little heavier, a little more painful. You see, for a younger person, an orange might be harmless. But in an older person with aging joints and less efficient circulation, the effect subtly builds up over time. And the hardest part is, you're doing it thinking you're helping yourself, because oranges have been tied to wellness for so long, but now you know they may not be well for your body. So, what's next? The following fruit has a clean reputation. It's green, it's crisp, and it's known for being lower in sugar. People think it's the safe choice, but it hides something that can lead to nighttime cramps, tight knees, and aching hips. Now let's talk about green apples. Green apples. They look so clean, crisp, and wholesome. And because they taste less sweet, most people, especially seniors, believe they are the healthier choice. It feels like a safe, low-sugar snack. But here is what most people don't know. Green apples can quietly contribute to leg pain, stiffness, and fatigue. The threat comes from two things: hidden natural sugar and malic acid. First, let's talk about malic acid. It's what gives green apples their signature tart flavor. And while it's fine for younger people for an aging digestive system, it can be an irritant. As we age, our gut lining becomes more sensitive. And once absorbed, malic acid can aggravate tissues throughout the body, including our joints. Some seniors report a deep ache in their hips or thighs after eating apples. Others feel a subtle warmth in their feet or a tightness in their knees. It's a slow burn, but over time, the acid accumulates, and the pain becomes more frequent. Now, let's talk about the sugar. Even though they don't taste as sweet as red apples, green apples still contain natural sugars. And in a senior with a slower metabolism, that sugar still causes blood sugar fluctuations. This can manifest as tired calves, nighttime leg cramps, morning stiffness, or that feeling of weakness when climbing stairs. The most challenging part is that green apples are often eaten raw, as a snack, sometimes even right before bed. This means they have a constant effect on the body. They look so pure, so healthy. But for aging bodies, green apples might be secretly making walking more difficult, joints more stiff, and nights more restless. Now, if a simple fruit like this can have that effect, what about a fruit that is tropical, rich, and intensely sweet? The one beloved by so many. Let's talk about the true sugar bomb, the mango. Mango. It's juicy, it's soft, it tastes like candy from nature. It's a fruit nearly everyone loves, especially in the summer. But here is the hard truth. For a senior with leg pain and joint weakness, the mango may be the single most damaging fruit you can eat. Why? Because it is incredibly high in natural sugar. I don't just mean a little bit. I'm talking about a massive sugar punch that sends your blood sugar skyrocketing fast. Now, if you're under 30 and active, your body can often handle that spike. But after 60, your metabolism is different. That sugar rush causes a massive insulin spike, followed by a crash. And every single time that happens, it triggers an inflammatory response deep inside your body, especially in the soft tissues of your joints, like your knees, your hips, and your ankles. What does this feel like? A burning sensation in your toes, especially if you have nerve issues, a tingling that just won't quit, swelling around your feet in the evening, or a creeping heaviness in your legs. And here's the trick. Because mango tastes light and feels refreshing, it's easy to eat in large portions, which just makes the problem worse. The body doesn't care that it feels light, it only reacts to the sugar. And over time, that sugar can lead to painful joints, sluggish walking, and unsteady legs. Many seniors eat mangoes thinking they are a natural indulgence, and they are natural. But natural isn't always safe for aging joints and weaker circulation. You've now seen the full picture. 7 fruits, all hailed for their health benefits, that have a hidden dark side for people over 60. But here's the good news. There are fruits that do the exact opposite. They fight inflammation, support strong legs, and soothe painful joints. Next, let's talk about those. The healing alternatives and what seniors should be eating instead. Now that you know which fruits to be cautious of, let's move on to what you can eat. Because choosing the right fruits doesn't just satisfy a craving, it actively heals your body. First, let's talk about berries. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries. These small fruits are anti-inflammatory powerhouses. They are low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and gentle on your blood sugar. Most importantly, they improve circulation, especially to the legs. They fight stiffness, reduce swelling, and make movement easier. Next, cherries, but in moderation. Cherries can actually help lower uric acid, which reduces the risk of gout and joint pain flare-ups. They soothe sore joints and that burning feeling in your toes or knees. A small handful of cherries, not a giant bowl, can bring significant relief. Then there's the avocado. Yes, it's a fruit, and it's one of the best you can eat for joint health. Why? Because it's packed with healthy fats that cushion your joints and fight inflammation from the inside out. It also helps regulate insulin, giving you stable energy without the blood sugar spikes. Looking for something easy to digest? Try papaya. This soft tropical fruit contains enzymes that help reduce inflammation and aid digestion. It's gentle on the stomach and gentle on aging joints. And don't forget pears. Eaten with a little bit of protein or fiber, they offer a subtle sweetness without being overwhelming. They fuel your body without putting stress on your legs. Each of these fruits works with your body, not against it. They don't cause pain, they don't cause swelling. They help your body find the strength, balance, and peace it's looking for. Remember, it's not just about eating fruit. It's about choosing the right ones for your age. Fruits that are right for your body right now. And when you start making those conscious choices, you begin to feel it. Steadier steps, smoother movements, brighter mornings. Let's wrap this up with some final thoughts, some words of wisdom, and a message just for you. The narrator appears on screen, speaking directly and empathetically to the camera. Final thoughts and your path forward. Narrator: if you've watched this far, it tells me one thing. You care. You care about your health, your strength, and your future. And I want you to hear this loud and clear. It is not too late to make a change. You are not broken beyond repair. And you are not alone in this feeling. Getting older is challenging. The aches, the stiffness, the fear of falling, it all creeps in. And sometimes, it can make you feel like your own body is betraying you. But here is the truth. You can take back control. Not with extreme measures, but with smart, small adjustments. One meal, one fruit, one decision at a time. The fruits we discussed today aren't evil, but they may no longer be the best choice for your body. And that's okay. Because getting older isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter. When you start to eat mindfully, choosing the foods that support your joints, your circulation, and your strength, you will notice a difference. Less pain, more flexibility, lighter steps, smoother mornings. That is what this is all about. Not fear, not limitation, but empowerment. Now I want to hear from you. In the comment section below, share one thing you learned today and one change you are willing to make. Let's support each other because we all grow when we share. If this video was helpful or if it opened your eyes even just a little, please hit that like button. Click subscribe so you never miss out on information that could change your health. And before you go, turn on that bell. Stay strong, stay mindful, and never forget. Your legs carry your independence. Protect them.